Listen, right quick, and this is for my audiobook listeners only. If you love audiobooks, these are my top 3 favorite male narrators. If Jacoby DM narrates it, I'm gonna listen to it. If Winston James narrates it, I'm gonna listen to it. And my number 1, if Midnight Michael narrates it, I'm gonna listen to it. That's it. That's the post. Bye.
I don't wanna see another day.
Twami.
Shout out to the homie Twami. Capricorns, what up? It's that time of the year. Yeah, glow. Good looking. I guess it's like my state of the union. Midnight. Blue dreams, let's go. They say it's lonely at the top. Shit, I'm just trying to find out. Maybe become a legend on the way. That's what the grind about. Wonder why I talk this talk. Google me, find out. No tomorrow. Apollo Craig. No time for timeouts. No, don't throw the towel in. I just begin 46, but still feel like a freshman. Like my daughters, them can't worry about what could have been. I ain't got that kind of time unless it's around in my D-N-I-T-E. Take a look at me, man. Now my enemies be wishing me luck. Went from unnamed to untamed, get caught up. Although the game changed, names still get brought up. Among the greats in my better half, so phenom. Just put the motherfucking beat on. And I'ma shine like shine. And I be shooting up the club, but listen, not like shine. 79, all the way to Y25. I'm no longer only trying to survive. I'm living life like wait till I get my money right. Excuse me, is you saying something? You can't tell me nothing. Y'all can't tell us nothing. This has been another InstaSpace Studio production.
Whether you're commuting, chilling at home, or just taking a break, we've got you covered with the hottest news, fascinating guests, and the occasional surprise. Buckle up and get ready to get caught up with us. Whether you're commuting, chilling at home, or just taking a break, we've got you covered.
Okay. It wanted to come back on, didn't it, Chris?
It wasn't finished. It wasn't finished.
It wasn't finished. Well, shout out to, first of all, Midnight Michael for that great shout out that he gave us on his birthday rap, which I have taken over and deemed our theme song for 2025. And also to Miller for that great Get Caught Up podcast opener. We appreciate you fellas all the time. And to say, no, we did not pay him to add us into that as a shout out. So we appreciate the love. And also appreciate all the love from all of you who are tuning in. I am your host, Tang, and I'm joined by my lovely host, Crystal. How are you, Penny?
Just like my hat, a crooked mess.
Your hat, just like your hat, you're a crooked mess.
I'm a crooked mess. Yes. Well, this was, it was a long journey. I don't think it survived the last time that Mr. Crisden was on the show. So maybe it'll straighten out throughout the night, but this is the fallout of what happened last time.
We're going to roll with it. I think that the last time he was on, he like blew your to one side. So that's what happened. That's what we're going to say.
Yeah, I can't fix it.
You can't fix it. Blew it out. Well, you guys, of course, I appreciate everyone who continues to sponsor us and show us love too. So major shouts out to EXO, MB, JC, Kiana Dene, Women of Vision, Miss Lula White, Odyssey, and of course, Untamed Publishing. We appreciate you guys, but now that we have got that out the way for all of our money that jiggles the phones, we have our special guest for the evening. I'm gonna bring him on because you know what? I'm gonna let you read the bio, but we gotta have him on because I know Sean gonna always give us something as we go. Oh yeah, and look, I almost forgot. This is my last interview for the month of February, and I got my last Black History T-shirt for Black Owned Business on. It says "Meditate, hydrate, and mind your." Hold on, let me tilt it. Yo, mind your Black Owned Business by CAAB Custom. So that's what I am.
Mean it. Mind our Black owned business, not Target, not Walmart.
For the next,
just to name a few.
For the next 40 years, minding my Black owned business. All right. I am going to bring Mr. Sean on. So without further ado, I'm coming to the
There I am.
stage. Coming to the stage.
I was getting comfortable back in the green room back there, you know.
You were. Did you enjoy the snacks and the beverages?
I did. You took out even all the red M&Ms like I requested. I appreciate that.
What did you do with them?
Well, I think there might be children listening, so I don't know if I can tell you. But I did enjoy the Fruity Pebbles. Thank you.
You quite welcome.
No expense spared. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the best. Only the best for you.
Yes. Well, it is my turn, and I'm excited because I love doing this part. So let me introduce you to Mr. Sean Crisden. If you don't know who he is, you will by the time we finish tonight. Sean Crisden.
I'm getting nervous. Hang on, Crystal. How much are you telling these folks?
We're gonna see. Listen, we won't talk about what we talked about backstage. It's between us. What stays in bed.
Okay.
Stays in bed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I still have all those dollar bills in my wallet, so you know.
Okay. Coined as the voice of reason, is a multiple award-winning voice talent with over 15 years of experience, best known as the voice of the insidious Ink Demon in the smash hit video game Bendy and the Dark Revival, as well as being a prolific narrator of over 500 audiobooks. 500. Not one, not two, not 50, 500. Over 500 at that. He has voiced numerous characters in animated series such as American Dad, Tiny Toons, and the Casa Grandes, as well as countless video games such as Shin Megami Tensei 5, Call of Duty Mobile, Final Fantasy 7, Rebirth, Kingdom Rush, Shadowgun, Neverwinter, Star Trek Online, and many more. In addition to character work, Sean has also voiced scores of commercials for the likes of AT&T. I have been with them for years. Quiznos. Can I just say this real quick? And I'm going to go back. Quiznos. So when Quiznos first came out, I used to tell people all the time, who was in their marketing department? Who was in their advertising department? Because why would you have a little rat dressed up and singing a song? And want people to come get your food? And I was like, I'm not going to Quiznos. It's a rat singing.
I can't even tell you the commercials we did for them, where I was singing everything from like punk rock to there was one that was sort of I can't even remember that other. We did a whole series of spots for them, and each one was really weird. So, yes. But I will say this: I loved me some Quiznos over Subway and some other sandwich shops, because when they were doing their thing, they did their thing. But Subway, like,
they did their thing.
Do we get meat on a sandwich in Subway?
No,
they
no.
You know, I don't know.
Yes,
but
that is true.
I enjoyed Quiznos.
I eventually loved Quiznos. I love their little salads. I love salads. But I was like, y'all got, who is in the marketing department? A damn rat.
Yep.
Playing little good talk.
They was doing Ratatouille.
That wasn't cute. No. Okay, so let me finish this off. So he also sung for Leslie's Pool Supply. Yes, I said sung because I'm guessing he sung. We can ask later. Truly Nolan, the Arizona Lottery, and many others. Sean is also the winner of 6 Audiophile Earphones Awards, 2023 APA Audio Award winner, 2019 Audiophile Audiobook of the Year Award, 2019 and 2017 APA Audie Award finalist.
Well, this cat sounds like he's serious.
Look, and
And I got a 2022, 2025 nominations too.
Yes.
And the 2024 winner of the most viewed Narrator of the Month episode for the Get Caught Up podcast.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Sean Crisden, this ain't the hot seat for you. You blew this hot seat up. So, welcome to the UP hot seat.
Oh, hey! I didn't have Taco Bell today, honey. Come on now. But that makes it sound like I did some things, didn't it? I haven't even added a lot of new stuff to that. But I guess I have had a pretty storied career so far. Here's hoping that it continues for many more years.
Will.
You dated me by saying how many years I've been doing it, but it's been a minute.
I mean, 500 audiobooks, that's a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm over 550 now at my last count, but it's work. I mean, I enjoy narration. I enjoy the stories. I just finished a ton of great books that I really, because every then and again, when you've been doing it this long, sometimes you go through the motions. Like an author will give you a book if it's genre fiction, and you're like, all right, I know how this goes. This is cool. But every then and again, you get a book that really sticks with you, or really resonates, or is really well written. You identify with the characters. You feel that it's not relying on plot devices to advance the story. And I just had a number of books that just really made it a true joy. So at some point I'll have to pull up the list of stuff I've done recently that either is now in retail or will just be hitting retail. I prepared. Now, sometimes I don't prepare, but I actually wrote out a list. I said, wait, let me see. I looked at the schedule and saw what I just did. So I'm ready.
There's a couple of them that I'm hoping is on your list that we've been waiting for in the Crown Legacy. So I hope those.
Oh yes, okay.
You know, the Crown books are some of my favorites. They're some of my favorites, and the last book I did for Sherelle's series was help me, y'all. The jokester guy. Who's my favorite? Hollis. Yes. Thank you to Hollis and Obey. Thank you.
Yes.
And I was just saying how much I loved that book, because here you have no spoilers really. Hollis and his love interest are 2 assassins and doing their thing and cracking jokes. And I must have busted out laughing 3 or 4 times. I mean, heartily, like belly laugh, pirate kind of laugh when I was narrating 3 or 4 times. Easy. So that series is great, though. All the characters are great and
phenomenal.
Always look forward
to
great. New book.
But I will tell you this: your narration of Hollis has always been my favorite.
Yes.
And I promise you, I can't remember what book it is. It wasn't even Hollis's book, but I think it was the book that
it was Farrell's book.
It was whose book?
It was Farrell's book when they went to the island.
Right.
All I remember is that you was like, home and I called Crystal and listen. I cried laughing on the phone with her for about 30 minutes. I was like, girl.
Well, she writes the characters so well, and the situations they get in, and her dialogue's great. I mean, it's just that's one of my favorite series. And so anytime I get a new one, which I may or may not have in the queue, that it's always a delight when I see them.
Well, listen, it's a long time for you with these 500 plus books, but what should get started? So, let's take you back. How did you even get started with narration?
Oh, here we go. In the Wayback Machine, we're taking it. So this was probably, because I've been doing this over 15 years now. And my first official voiceover job, when I decided to make a go of it as a career, was in 2009. So
Wow.
prior to that, I was working a corporate middle management job and was playing in a band. And I was known for some of my stage banter in between songs. I sing and play guitar. And someone had said, "Hey, you've got a great voice, buddy. Why don't you narrate this thing for a product I have?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And I had no idea at the time what that entailed or what it was. I had stardust in my eyes thinking I was going to be a musician, which I still am, but I don't get paid for it. And I did the job and said, "Boy, that was really easy." And that kind of planted the seed in me. And then I had gone on to on-camera work. I'm a martial artist, and I did a lot of stunt and fight choreo and fighting on screen. And went on one film that I was on the set for 30 days. It's a film I will not mention, that fans of basically American anime cartoons, like cartoons like The Last Airbender, something like that. There might have been a movie that might have been related to something like that we don't talk about. That was live action. And on the set for that film, a lot of the talent there would say, "Oh, I do voiceover on the side, and it's great, and I do this and that." I said, "Really?" Because let me tell you, I always say I'm lazy, and for me. So for me, being lazy is when you're doing on-camera work, especially when you're fighting and doing stunt work and you're getting hurt, and you have to get up for early call times, and you got to go do makeup and hair and all those things, and costuming and wardrobe and everything gets ready. It's a lot of work. And then you have to memorize the script and all your blocking and all your fight choreo and everything that's happening. And I said, "That sounds like that might be kind of easy. You say they give you a script in front of you and you don't have to memorize nothing?" And they said, "Yeah." So nothing. So I said, that sounds like something that might be right up my alley. So I started to pursue it. And since I had a career already, more or less, as a singer using the voice as an instrument, it was a natural transition. So once the band disintegrated, that was an easy way. I call it the path of least resistance, because I was having basically an existential crisis of who am I? What will I do? And that became I had all the studio gear. I'd spent a lot of time in studios. I had acting training. I understood my voice as an instrument. So it all was a perfect marriage in that way. So that opened the door, and then here we are, however many years later.
Well, I'm glad you're here and I got to hear it, because I'm a fan. Like I said, we won't touch, and we're ready to read it, but we will not touch the rest of the Crown Legacy until it's on Audible, because the way you and Wesley performed, like
that's beautiful to me. Like that really makes what I do
right,
validates it, and it makes it worthwhile. So to hear that, even if it was just you, Crystal, who said, I won't read it, I'll wait for it on Audible, that makes it worthwhile. That means that someone somewhere finds what I'm doing to be of value.
Right.
And she is telling the truth, because she and I have because we often buy like the books or the paperbacks for everything, but
right,
I'm such an audio girly, and I've turned her into an audio girly to we wait until the audio book comes. So we're here with
I appreciate that. And I'm sure a lot of the authors do too, because sometimes it's a gamble to take their book, take the narrative, and then go into audio and see what happens. Because trying to find the right narrator or narrators who vibe with whatever it is that they've written and bring that to life for people to listen to, it's not an easy thing. So that's really fulfilling to hear.
Yes. So when you're doing your voiceover work, what is something you must have?
A good nap, some barbecue, wash that down with apple pie now. Something I must have. So be more specific. Give me something more specific, because
So is it like okay? Is it maybe a certain type of drink? Is there like a fan? Because I know y'all in this booth and it's hot. So do you have like a silent fan? Do you have the air on? Like, what do you do in this? And how big is the booth?
honey, that's kind of personal now. I mean, I don't want to give these other brothers no booth envy up in here. You know,
First of all, he said apple pie in last show. I remember I was called apple pie.
Yep, I remember.
All right. So in my recording environment, I'm fortunate enough now at this point in my career, I built a studio. So it's a separate outbuilding on my property that's a fully functioning professional studio. So I'm over in the control room right now. I have a live room that I can do full band, full ensemble records in. And I ditched my booth. So now I use movable baffles because my live room is treated that there are few reflections. It's very dead. Everything is double walled with floating studs and everything. So it's very quiet in the environment, so I don't need a booth. So I just have movable baffles in the room that make an approximation of a booth space when I do most of my work. Sometimes I take them down if I want it to sound slightly more live, but so I'm not in the booth. That's lucky for me. But I am in the desert, so heat is always a concern. Which I have basically dead boxes in my AC that keep it relatively silent, but for the most part when I record I turn the AC off anyway, just because I'm a stickler I want a really low noise floor. But if there's something that I need, I don't really have any items like a Horcrux or some sort of divine charm that I bring in to do my narration for. So I may be lying to you. Now, there's always that caveat, right? So I've always told you this. Whenever I answer something, it could be a lie. But as best I recall, I don't necessarily have anything that I rely upon as a crutch. It's typically me, my voice, and a microphone, and then whatever the script or the content is that I'm doing. But I feel like I need to think about that to be sure, because maybe there's something and then some ritual that I do, perhaps. I mean, I'm usually not wearing pants, if that counts. But
story of my life.
I think, hey, freedom.
Right. That is true. That is definitely true.
Not one of us should stand up in the middle of the
That's right. Because I said I can only stand but so high, because I was going to show off my shirt, because I'm wearing my special shirt for the occasion, if you can see it, which is Audiobook Boyfriends Do It Better, right?
They do.
No.
Which is available in the Sean Crisden shop, by the way. But
there you go, plug it.
Plug it.
Yeah. Yep. Available in the shop, folks. Along with audiobook stuff.
So,
but yeah,
I have a question. Do you have like voice warm-ups? Like, do you?
I do.
Oh, can you share just a little?
Well, first I so that's not it. Because I know Crystal was like, oh well, damn that.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yes. Typically before I start my day, because my average day can have anything from audiobook narration, which usually I tend to save for the end, or into the evening near the end of the day. But I can have video game sessions, I can be doing commercials, I can be doing e-learning. So depending on what I need to do for that particular day, that informs the warm-up a little bit. But for the most part, it's about 15 minutes, and usually it's lip work, enunciation work, warming up my throat, always staying hydrated, of course. That's just a constant, even living here in the desert, even if I wasn't doing voice work.
Right.
But for me, it's more of a holistic approach to taking care of my whole body so that it performs as an instrument. So when I coach other students in voiceover, or when I talk about it, I always tell people to think of the body as the entire instrument. So I have to be kind to my body in various ways. So that's depends on what I put into it, what I make it do, how late I stay up or how early I wake up, and to make sure that I can at least have some semblance of comfort, range of motion. I'm basically ready to perform in my own skin, because I think that's, for me, that's something that's very important, to remain comfortable and to sometimes go from playing a bunch of monsters to a 16-year-old kid to, you know, some billionaire. So you have to be flexible, and that includes the body as a whole.
That is true. I'm gonna just say, and I think I've said this before, I love your female narration voice. To me, you sound like an uppity rich woman, and I'm here for it.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. I try to make all of the character voices, as best I can, at least within my skill at the time, fit what I feel suits the character. So, and I seem to recall there was feedback, or there was a group or somebody said, "Oh, I can't stand Sean Crisden's female voices. They all sound like bitches." And it was curious to me, because I said, well, I want to understand. I don't think that, but I want to understand the general perception of how that works for people, because I always strive to improve. I want to be better, and I want to create art that people enjoy, ideally. And so I always, so every then and again, I'll poke into some of the feedback and some of the reviews to see where's all the haters at? Who's hating on me? You know, and to see. But you know,
there will be no Sean Crisden hate on our watch.
Oh, there's plenty, but you can't please all the people all the time, right? So I mean, that's just a part of the process. But I like to. I don't really read reviews very often, but every then and again, I'll poke in and see, okay, how is this being received? How is my skill and the craft that I'm utilizing being perceived by the audiences that consume it? Because I want to stay in touch with the audiences, and generally I want people to think he I so that works.
You are more than all right. You are.
Yes. Khalees Washington.
Thank you. Go ahead. You say it.
Oh, thank Khalees Washington is saying one of my top 3 favorite narrators. Aw, we love Sean. And like him, and Deep 2 was amazing. The king of paranormal.
Oh yes, I love. You know, I'm a big. I think we talked about it before. I'm a big horror guy. So I love, just in terms of genres that I love, movies and other books, I love horror. I don't get to narrate as many horror or paranormal books as I'd like. Although I was looking at the list I created so that I wouldn't lie to you guys about what I had done over the past couple of months, and I said, ooh, this must be my paranormal era, because there's a lot of paranormal in there now. So the last couple of books I've done, and some of them have been really fun too. So whenever somebody drops them, well, what did he do? Then I'll pull out the list. But yeah, I thank you for that. And I Deep, and nobody talks about that book, that series. And I thought that was such a nice, refreshing take on that particular end of fantasy lore. And it had some really cool ideas and lore in it. There was good call. Good call that one up. Yes.
And yeah, I enjoyed, because for the Halloween, how you did different characters. Like I think I remember Michael Myers, you did Freddy. So like how you gave us your take on our villains that we grew up with, because these new scary people, they just
these kids today with these scary, y'all don't know. They don't know. Not to gatekeep, not to be with age, but I mean, some of the contemporary stuff is okay, but a lot of it, I think they lose the plot in that they're going just for this has to be excessively gory, or we need extra shock value, but for me, it misses some of the core components of what makes horror enjoyable. And that's if it's bad Z-grade horror, or if it's some, A-lister blockbuster. There are elements of horror that really work for me personally. But Y'all can take that corny stuff. That's whatever.
But you know what? You are the king of nostalgia because I love your poetry corner. And
Yeah.
because you always have a knack of taking something that just meant so much to us and growing up in childhood and then translating it into these wonderful spoken words.
Well, and that's the goal, right? And I love when someone says, I had forgotten about this, or I haven't thought about this song or this show or something. And being a Gen X kid, all of that is a part of who I am too. And I said, I know there's people out there that remember this stuff. So I said, I'm going to start doing it. And I haven't posted anything this year. I don't think I've taken a break from social media for my own sanity, but I have a whole list of stuff. And in fact, there's probably 7 or 8 videos already done of Poetry Corner that I need to post, and a bunch of other stuff. Ink Demon Says, and I'm starting a new series that I'm experimenting with, but, so that'll be popping up soon for anybody following my social medias. And if you're not, you should be, because all that cool stuff is going to be on there. So it's a no-brainer, right? You get on there, you follow me. I make sure you enjoy all the stuff I do. It's lovely. So,
and I love it too. I love it. I love logging on and be like, let me slide over here to Sean's page. See
what he got going on.
Little something for you. Little something.
Well, listen, we got our first game coming up. So I love when you play games into it. See, and we got a few different games this time because I want to do something fresh. So this one is, of course, word association. So I'll give you a word and you think of the first word that comes to mind that's associated with it. Like, for example, if I say fish, somebody might say fry, So
I'm gonna say fried hard.
Okay, doctor. Now, do I need to lay on the couch in the back and you write on a notepad and we dive into the dark traumas of my childhood? I don't know where we're going.
Right? That's right. Lay on the sofa.
I'm just gonna have a little bit of this. It's just red Kool-Aid, y'all. It's just red drink.
Red Kool-Aid.
It might be Flavor Aid. I'm not rich like that.
Not Flavor Aid. Listen,
right there, kill you.
All you need is about 3 good packs of Flavor Aid and some sugar. You good?
You good?
I mean, admittedly, I haven't had either one in many years. But I was thinking about them today. I guess that's why that came out. And I was trying to remember if I actually liked Flavor Aid better than Kool-Aid, because you'd go over to your friend's house and their mom or the dad will, you want something to drink? Yeah. They give you a little Dixie cup with like that much juice in it, and you get a swig, right? You get a little taste. And I was trying to remember if I chose one over the other. Like if there's like, if you could tell it, like, oh no, that's not Kool-Aid. That's I don't know. That's some kind of, Kona Stoa grape drink, or whatever you get. But I couldn't remember because it's been so long. So if anybody has preferences, definitely shout that out. So I can help my brain, because I was stuck on that for a minute today.
Well, Khalees said the red is better than Kool-Aid.
Back when when I was a kid, my aunt used to make Kool-Aid, and she had liquid Kool-Aid that she put, and I was like,
now she was rich. You got liquid Kool-Aid.
Where did you get some liquid Kool-Aid?
Wait. So did she buy it, or was it a concentrate, or do you just this is
like
the Kool-Aid?
She bought it. It was a concentrate. It was like, and she always got the red kind. And I was like, where did you? But I will say this. It was very good, though. It was very good. So,
fair enough. I like this.
I have not seen it since I was probably 8 or 9 years old, but
okay.
I don't know where she got this from. So then again, I'm saying she bought it, but you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know. That was deep south, so they were known for making up their own stuff. Make up their own concoctions. But here is our first word association. Double.
Okay. Trouble.
Bad.
Wait, I missed it. Hold on. What was it?
Bad.
Good.
Green.
Grinch.
Cowboy.
Yeehaw.
Water.
Man. Juice. See, you primed me for that one. I'm waiting for the Kool-Aid man to bust through my wall. Go ahead.
Right?
Now, if he
Wait, what?
does, you're going to have to bring out Bendy, the ink Bendy for the Kool-Aid man. Book.
Audio.
Audio.
Narrate. See, we see where this is going.
Mm-hmm.
Voice.
Sean Crisden.
Say it. I love it. Podcast.
Untamed.
Because she.
Wait, I missed that one.
Ink.
Demon. Or I guess that should have been demon.
I thought that's what you was going to do.
Look, you got us last.
I did.
I got.
Well, you know there had to be a little something, right?
Exactly. Let's see. And Khalees says she does. She said y'all are besties on Twitter, and she said the red is better than Kool-Aid.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty much for anything, though, right? You want the red. What flavor do you want? Red. Whatever that is. Strawberry, berry, cherry, whatever it is. Red flavor, please.
This is my Powerade bottle.
That's right. That's right.
There's nothing better than the red Powerade. I'm sorry. Red Kool-Aid. Well, now we are coming back to our questions, and we have read a lot of your catalog. So some of these are going to be about the things that we have recently read. But I would ask you, what genre, out of all the ones that you narrate, feels more natural for you?
This is a good question because, like I said previously, I love horror, right? But that's not necessarily to narrate. I love narrating horror too, but and I want to narrate more horror. I keep saying that. But the most natural for me, it isn't even necessarily the genre, but it's typically something that's written in first person, and the character is a little snarky with a slight comedic bent. I mean, because that's generally what you get with me.
Hollis.
Hollis. I mean, that's a perfect example, right? So that kind of stuff is not only easy because it's a simple reflection of who I am generally, but it's fun. So that stuff is real fun to narrate. So if I can tease that out of the question in terms of less a genre and more a type of narrative within any genre, because within I can make that work. Listen to me, I can make that work in anything. You know what I'm saying? So I can make that work in any genre because I understand it easily and natively, because that's generally me.
I like that. I like that answer. Yeah. So what is something that was hilarious or unexpected that happened while you were narrating?
Oh, well, I regularly put out on my Backstage Pass, which is sort of my Patreon subscription platform, so fans can find stuff there. I usually put out bloopers because I'm usually recording and something happens. So I think I'm on my 4th or maybe 5th blooper reel of all the audio. So one of the best ones was if I get hungry and I eat, but my schedule runs so that I have to go back into the booth after eating, then you get all kinds of gastrointestinal music that's happening. And when you're in there and it's quiet and you listen to stuff and it's just and you hear all this stuff going on. And there was it might have been just a week or two ago that it was really bad. And I was doing I think it was an audiobook because nobody else was on the session. Because when you do that in commercial sessions, or you have somebody else that you're dialing into, or you're in another studio, and you're just like, all right, hold for bubble guts, please. And everything's just going. We try to keep it inside so that we can be courteous to those around us. But it was maybe just a week ago, and I think I have the audio somewhere. I'm gonna have to post it because I said, what is going on inside my body? What is happening? And I mean, it was 30 seconds long. So it was kind of crazy. But so that's usually the funniest thing.
And when you just said that, I don't know if you've ever watched the show Stranger Things that was on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the sound you just made reminded me of a scene in one of the episodes where they did this. Oh, we lost Untamed for a second. She might have got a call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll be back. Well,
she just heard me talking and said she couldn't hang around for any more belly trouble. I know. All right. Yeah, I guess everybody's got a limit, right?
Yep, that is true.
Mm-hmm.
So, what character took the most preparation for you?
This is good. Took the most preparation.
Even if it's something that you've actually worked on recently.
I'm trying to think of, basically it's something that gives me trouble, or that I had to plan and prepare for. Because at this point, a lot of things are in my tool belt, fortunately, where I can just pull it out and say, oh, well, here's this or here's that. I think one of the hardest books I've narrated was, now this was many years ago. It was called Life with Joe. I'm blanking on the title. That's how long ago it was. Oh, she's back. Wow. And the main character had an accent that was Geordie. So I had to, and I didn't have much experience with the Geordie accent. So that comes from like Northeast England, and it's very like where people like in the regions thereabout, and it's like southern Scotland, Northeast England. So it's a strange mix of a dialect, and I didn't have a lot of familiarity with it, especially at the time. And I don't think I did a good job in the book, but some people enjoy that book very much. So I think that was one of the ones that was probably the most challenging, because I have a lot of accents that I do in a lot of books, especially for the audiobooks and a lot of video games where you need characters from all over and different accents and things. But that one was definitely a challenging one.
Now, yeah, I can only imagine. I where I work at, I deal with people, when I say from all over the world, and they come in, and like, it's one of the ladies, she come in, and I love to hear her talk, and she's British. And then she has like this very cute little soft voice. And then it's like every language. It's a guy, he's from Germany. So when he talks, I'm just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, the language and then the accents, I love it. I definitely love it.
Well, that was when I love language, and I love voice and sound, of course, as a musician, but in terms of how we apply it and all the localized and regional dialects of in particular the English language, since that's my native language. And I love it. And I think that helped me in terms of me being a voice talent, doing a ton of different accents and dialects, that I happen to enjoy it. That's helpful. But yeah, I'm the same way. And my problem is, though, when I hear someone who speaks with an accent or a dialect from anywhere else, I can't help but imitate them. So I have to shut my mouth most of the time, or it's really concentrate when I'm talking to them to just speak normally, rather than them they think I'm making fun of them or something. But I said, no, that's what my brain does, and my mouth never listens. So it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing.
I'm just teaching myself. I got you.
Listen, no, and I get that. My husband is notorious for doing that. Somebody he'll be talking and then he'll start talking exactly how they. I'm like, stop
it.
It's bad. It's bad. And I don't even know I'm doing it half the time though. Like sometimes I do it maliciously to make fun of somebody, but that is very rare because we must all act with kindness. But most of the time I don't realize I'm doing it. And even I'll even change the pitch or the way that I speak, the rhythm I'm speaking in, my speed and inflection or the melody of my voice, if somebody else is doing something, and I just naturally want to imitate them. And I haven't gotten in trouble yet, but I think it's coming.
Well, listen, I want to actually get to a question on here. We're gonna come back to our second game, but I really want to dive into this because I literally am on I just finished listening to this for the second time around. And you narrated it and you did such a wonderful job. And I am talking.
She said more than wonderful. She said you did a phenomenal job. You did an excellent job. Like,
you did such a phenomenal job with this. The story itself is beautiful. You did a wonderful job narrating it, and I literally listened to it and didn't turn right around and listen to it all over again. Like it was so good. But
you've got. I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to know what this is.
I am talking about none other than Sweet Honesty.
Ooh.
Yes, by Joan Gosser. And so I just have to ask you, male romance. Did you have any qualms about narrating male romance at all?
No, and I'll tell you why. And I know some people do for whatever hangups they have. I am an individual who, rationally and reasonably so, I find that consenting adult love is consenting adult love.
Right.
And especially when you have the obstacles and adversity that gay characters have to face in, I mean, not just reality we're talking about in terms of these narrative fictions, but of course in reality as well. I'm a person who believes in compassion and empathy and love for everyone. I know it's a terrible thing in this world, right? So, but I've never had a challenge with any of that, be it in the book or representing it or acting out through the characters. In fact, many times those stories are the most engaging. The stakes are higher. There's more on the line because now it's not just will they find love? I can never love again, but I love you. It's not just that, or it's not just the bitter ex who's stopping them, or I have to finish this. I'm focusing on this, and I don't want a career like these sort of I won't say superficial, but these self-constructed obstacles that happen that are preventing the two main characters from getting together. There's societal pressure and societal expectations and the familial troubles of not being accepted and should they come out and all of these other additional layers to it. So a lot of times that makes the story even more engaging and the inevitable happy ending. Well, I can't say inevitable. We're talking genre fiction. With most romance, we want the happy ending. That it makes that happy ending all the better, all the sweeter, if you excuse the pun for something like Sweet Honesty. So that, yeah, I enjoy all of those stories, and that one in particular being historical fiction. So now they're not only dealing with the challenges of a man loving a man, but a black man loving a black man in in the late 40s, early 50s America, and coming from the South into New York City. So there were so many challenges present, and for the ride that story took, because one of the things I loved about that book was that it was real, in the sense that the way that Joan wrote the characters and the situations, it wasn't propelled by plot devices. Always irk me a little bit when it's like, oh, well, this is going to happen just so we can get here. It unfolded organically, and as you felt the story should, with some of the twists and turns that it had, but it didn't present anything in an unrealistic or ham-fisted cardboard way. So it was a very enjoyable story and read. And I told her after I finished, I said, this was fabulous. And even I produced it as well as narrated it. And with my prepper even said, when after they were going through for prepping and editing and proofing, they said, this story was amazing. And I said, what is though? So that book was super. And I told Joe, and I said, I will tell people from here to the end of time, from the bottom to the top of the hill, that was such a fabulous, unassuming story. Right? It just kind of it hit me, and I said, how come I hadn't heard more about this woman writing these stories? So
thank you. I literally put out a post the other day that said Joan Boston's book are not. I said they're not appreciated enough, and I don't like that.
They not like her black
series. I don't like it. That, and I told Crystal, I said, when you hear the story, I said, when you read the story, I said, because a lot of people they have assumptions or hangups that they bring into certain stories. And I said, but when you actually listen to it, I said, that portion of it falls away. I said, and you get drawn up into the educational part of it,
right,
love part of it, the genuineness, the authenticness of it. I was like, and then just being as a black person reading it, the obstacles just from that you can relate to for them just being black, and then having these elements added on top of it. And I said, I always know, and I trust Joan's writing. She's one person I always trust, that I know that she's going to get it right, because she's going to do the diligence and the research to get you there. And I said, and I always come back from reading her stuff with knowledge and being a better person than I was when I read it. So I always just...
Oh, that's a win-win. That's a win-win. Yeah. I know I did. I felt like I had grown after narrating the story. And Tree Taylor was my co-narrator, and she'll be back in for the next book as well. That's coming up, actually. I think that's on the list, y'all. And she nailed it. Like, it was just great. All of it was great. And that was one of the books that I really, really enjoyed, from soup to nuts. And I don't always. Sometimes it's work. So you feel like you're narrating and like, okay, yeah, I'm done. That story's done. But when you're in it, and when I feel like this is really good and I am enjoying it, so it's an extra layer of pleasure for me in the craft to narrate something, or this is really good, y'all. This is really good. So that makes me happy. I like that.
So did you get any pushback for narrating a same-sex romance or any genre?
No, surprisingly. In fact, the first book I narrated was a male. I think that was paranormal fantasy. So, I believe the first one was Shifters. So, to my knowledge, no one has ever said, I hate that Sean Crisden. How dare he narrate all that gay romance stuff? I narrate everything. I love the power of good storytelling. I don't narrate anything that promotes non-consent or anything that shines racism, sexism, misogyny, any type of discrimination in a positive light. If it's used as a tool to basically identify that this is one of the ills of our society, I'm okay with that. But if it shines in a positive light, then I don't narrate those things either, because I think there's enough of that in the world already. But I've never had any pushback. Nobody's ever confronted me about it. Now, because I narrate romance and erotica, and have done some Nickelodeon and Netflix animation for kids, there needs to be a little separation, right?
Yes.
So between some of the work I do for adults and some of the work I do in animation, obviously, but otherwise there have been no known conflicts. And it's one of the things that even when I started, I didn't consider it. I didn't use a pseudonym to say who's that narrator. Well, that's Richard Strong that narrates those things. That's that's right. Dick Steele narrates those stories. I didn't use a pseudo, so it's all under Sean Crisden, which is my name. It's my family name. People can look me up and find me. Which, in hindsight, sometimes I wonder if they can come find me in the desert. If they're friendly, we'll have barbecue. If they're not friendly, I live in Arizona. It is the Wild West.
That is it. I was about to say, and don't nobody want to go out there and try to cause something. I feel like
that's right. I live in a very rural area, so we do as we do.
Right.
And that's the city boy in me talking that moved out to the desert. So take a little bit of that city boy, stick him out in the desert in a rural area, and say,
you never know what happens. Mm-hmm.
You never know. I hear those skinwalkers strolling around too. You got to be careful. Protect your property. Protect your neck. So, but yeah, I never really had any issues to my knowledge in that regard, which is actually very surprising to me.
It is. I can say
knowing
that.
how polarized people tend to be regarding their beliefs. But
yes.
Well, you did a phenomenal job on Sweet Honesty. I have to tell you that I loved it. Loved every single of it. You portrayed Michael and Alex beautifully, and I appreciate the value that you added to the story on top of Joan's amazing storytelling. And I am going to insert my surprise right here for you, Mr. Sean Crisden.
I like surprises. All right, do I need to get ready? So what do I have to do here? Do I, like I said, should I be limbered up?
Hello.
It is Joan. Oh my goodness. See, you should have told me, because what if I would have said something bad about her?
Right. Oh my goodness. She Untamed read a Sweet Honesty and sent me a message and said, "What the hell, you and Sean Crisden?" And I said, girl, I was 1,000% pleased, and then 2,000% pleased when I listened to it and was crying all over the place. I said, "Oh my God." I said, "I'm going to come on and tell him again in front of an audience. I absolutely love it myself."
Oh my goodness. Joan, and I told you, because Joan called me. Now, after I turned in all the audio for her to review, she called me. Well, you sent me an email and said, "Do you have time to talk about the book or something?" You said, and I said, "Oh, damn it! I effed this whole thing up," and and it's that's the specter of crippling doubt that always rides me. And so I called her. I said, "Yes," and she, hello, and she said, "I have to tell you that," and she just how much she loved my performance and Tree's performance and how we brought the story to life. And there is no greater praise that can be bestowed upon a talent than the progenitor of the work, the author, right? So in this case, and that just made you made my entire week, Joan, just to know how much you love the book. And it validated for me that I said, this is such a fabulous book, and I am enjoying immensely the performance of it. That I said, I love this book, and it's just there's magic with it, and I felt that was coming out in the performance. So for you to call and not yell at me to tell me I was crazy, and just to say all that stuff, that really, I can ask for no better review, no better praise, no better validation of my effort into my talent to present something. So I have to thank you again for that.
Oh, wow.
That's magic. That's magic, because no one know. I don't know what's in your head. I'm not. We're not connected cerebrally, and I'm
Right.
not psychic as much as I try. I still can't make money off it. And I can't read your thoughts. And no one knows better than the person who birthed the work. You created the characters, the world, you created the context, the subtext, all of the things that happen in this book, and things that didn't even make it to the narrative, you were aware of, you sensed. So for the talent, for a narrator to come in and now pick up the reins, proverbially, and breathe life into that for someone to
Right.
listen to, it's no easy feat typically, but to hear how much you enjoyed it really, I said, all right, I'm done. I'm just going to hang up my hat and go home.
Let me tell you,
that was
if I could
fantastic.
tell you how my inbox and my text messages are lit up all day with who is this guy that you got to read this story. Like I said, I probably need to take some of the pictures of the inboxes and stuff of people who just said he was the best choice, she was the best choice, and together they did a fabulous job. And I said, you ain't seen nothing yet, because he has another book to do
Mhm.
for me.
That's right. That's right.
And I, you know what, it was like the other day, I'm minding my business on a Saturday, Untamed text me, and then someone else text me and was like, what the hell? I mean, I read it, and then they did a fabulous job, and I thought, so I called her and said that, and she said, I called her back. I said, I got your text, and it just made my day. And we started talking. She said, I'm interviewing him on Tuesday. I said, tell him that I absolutely love what he did. She sent me a text and said, you need to come on and tell him yourself. And I said, yeah.
Oh, I'm glad she's been telling you all that. That's the best $10 and pack of red Kool-Aid I ever spent.
We gotta get him some
I
red
love it.
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid needs to sponsor this podcast, apparently, because
Right.
You know what? When I was a kid, I used to like Crocodile Red.
Oh wow.
Crocodile Red.
Crocodile
Oh,
Red was a Kool-Aid, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So Kool-Aid to send us some Crocodile Red.
Some Crocodile Red, yes.
see, all I needed to know was that it was red. Red
Right,
flavor. What flavor is
right.
red?
Red is
Mhm.
always
Okay.
the best. It does not matter.
It doesn't.
does
No,
not
I
Red
always
is
talk
not
about.
even a
You guys
flavor,
have
right?
hugs. The little like plastic barrel of
Yes.
juice that were hugs.
Yeah.
And I just wanted red. Give me the red hug.
Oh, and then you
Give me
let it
that.
slush up. Oh,
The
That
red
was the
slushies,
best.
the red
Yes,
ice.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Or an icy, yeah, freeze pops. Ooh.
Good
yes.
stuff.
I'm
Good
from Philly,
stuff.
so we had water ice, and
Yeah.
I can't even call it water ice. It's water ice. And so anytime you get the and red, yes, cherry, whatever, it's red, and that I mix it with lemon.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, y'all, yes. Woo! I know what I want now.
Yes. Some red Kool-Aid.
Right.
Yeah,
Listen, I told
celebrate.
you and I
That
were
was
on
my
the
quiz
phone.
note.
What for quiz note? Y'all and I were on the phone for like an hour and a half, right? And we were talking about so much stuff. And I told her, I said, what was even funny to me was that even the little nuances that other people don't pick up because I'm from the South. I said, when Sean
Mhm,
was
mhm.
saying directly, I said, I have not heard anyone say that like this was my grandma. And I literally rewind it just to hear him say directly.
Wow. Wow.
Well,
I'm
that's
loving it.
part of the magic of the book and the performance is I said, all right, I got to go back to some of my older relatives from the South
That's right.
and pull that energy and that accent for some of the characters, and so that because the book takes place in the 50s, and to bring some of that forward and into that what we felt in New York at the time when folks were had been settling up there for
Migrating.
a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, but everybody, so it was this blend of accents happening because you didn't quite. You had a New York accent in different areas, depending on where you were from in the boroughs. But for a lot of Black folk who were coming up, it was still deeply tied to where they had migrated from.
That's correct.
Some had lived in the North for some period of time, but so it's funny that you were saying on Tamed how you learn stuff because I have to pull on some of my historic knowledge as well as what in this case Joan put in the book to say, okay, let me do my best to represent this accurately enough for you. So it's always a delight when somebody can pick some of those nuances up, and I didn't ruin everything,
No, you did not. You did not. You did fabulous. You and Tree both did fabulous. And I remember thinking to myself when I was reading it, I remember, when I was listening to it, and I remember going back and listening to certain parts where there was, this is supposed to be funny, and he delivered it so well, I would just bust out laughing and then have to go back and listen to it again because I'm supposed to be proofing it. Now I've started laughing and missed the next line. It was just, but
that was all part of my plan.
I'm telling, but ladies, one of the best parts is when I got it. It was just the whole process that he made so easy. It was nothing I had to think about. I was able to say, "Can you fix this?" And then I would blink and go, "Okay, you forgot this." And he's like, "No, that's fixed." And I'm like, "Okay, dude, I can't even blink and keep up with you." He was just, he was just on point, and I was just so pleased. But I think also people who don't normally read romance have given it a shot, but it has been slow going because I've had a lot of people who have not wanted to read it and have contacted me to say they don't want to read it. But I have been just so happy with the people who have given it a try and done nothing but praise Sean and Tree. So I'm happy about that.
Well, I got to be on board. I got to get to it because I had to. When you put it on Audible, I called her and I said, "Did you get Sweet Honesty?" And she was like, "Oh, I'm on my way," like waiting for it. And now Bittersweets.
Yeah,
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Well, Bittersweet is up. I start that next month.
Yep.
I think sometime around my birthday. So near the end of the month it gets started. But that I'm excited for that. So, and I say that with all actual honesty and sincerity because it's I loved Sweet Honesty, so I can't wait to dig into Bittersweet.
You guys have made my day.
I'm excited, and I feel like I just in the like you always bring your A game anytime. I've never seen you not on your A game whenever you narrate anything.
Right.
But it just felt like you really just enjoyed that story. Like I could hear that come through. And I'm gonna tell you, I actually laughed at the part that wasn't funny, but it just it was one of those times where I was like, yeah, he was really into this narration. And look, it's
Oh my goodness.
over.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Hi, Lachira. Lachira just popped on and said hi, Sunshine.
Hi.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Well, I know one thing.
All right, ladies, I'm gonna pop off. Sean, I love you.
Joan, I love you too, and I can't wait to get to our next book. And I hope you are doing well and fabulous.
I am, and I'm thinking about you. And ladies, I'm going to be interviewing Sean, so I'm leaving so I don't say too much on this interview and blow it before y'all get to hear the rest of what happened.
Yo, she holding out on you. She holding out the good stuff.
All righty.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
That was the best. Yeah,
that was the best. That was a fine. That was one of the better surprises I've had that didn't have to do with smoked meats or apple pie. I'm telling you that you did it. You did it. I love it. I love it.
I'm so glad. I was like, we gotta surprise him. You gotta We had a very lengthy conversation.
Wet.
I always kind of like to wait till the second book to come out so I can go from the first to the second. But Chrissy has been on me like, you got to get into it. You got to get into it. Because see, with Joan, I like to just keep on going with Joan. I don't like to stop and wait because Joan does that to you.
Listen.
And then look what you did to it. Like we won't finish listening to the series because we waited for you to narrate more the last few books.
Yeah.
So
I know it's my fault. So I accept full responsibility and blame for this. Because I remember when we were first talking last year, and she said, well, what's your schedule look like? And I said, well, because I'm usually booked, like right now I'm booked out through September. So getting on the schedule for me to narrate stuff, it's a period of time. There's usually a decent waiting queue. And I said, I will try to, and I switched something around so that I could squeeze in Sweet Honesty. And then, but I had nothing else that I could move for Bittersweet. So because I really wanted to try to do them back to back. But, so it had to wait until now, but it's coming. It's coming. I started in less than a month. So according to the schedule here.
I can't wait.
We'll be waiting for it when it comes.
Yes, we're going to be waiting. No ifs, ands, buts.
No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. None.
Well, I get in the booth, but I sure hope I don't screw this up.
I doubt it.
Oh my goodness. But Sean, I'm gonna tell you the part that I laughed at, and it was not funny, but it tickled me about how you narrated it. And it's just one little short part where you was like, give it to me, Mike.
Wait, what? Give me context. Give me context so I remember what happened. As long as there's no spoilers for people that haven't listened to it or read it. What's the context? I'm trying to remember. Sometimes when you're in the story and you're narrating it, it gets to a point, and I know a lot of talent and actors, but no matter what kind of acting, on camera, on stage, narration, what have you, will say, well, I'm a thespian, so I subscribe to a very sincere list of rules and methods, the methodology that I use to. I throw all of that out the window. And I let the characters do what they do. Right. So once you get to that, I call it the X zone. Because usually when you first start a narration, you're getting into it, right? But after about 10 to 15 minutes, and by like the second session, they do what they do. So it's no longer for me to make choices about how to handle it, because you're in it. It's a real conversation. It's a real situation. You're simply reacting as you naturally would within the context of that character. So it's really a wonderful thing creatively to let that happen. But so that's why I'm curious. So what's the context for when that happened?
What was going on, Chrissy? She's there.
She's frozen. Yeah, she's frozen. Either that or she's just staying very still.
She more so looked like a ghost, but we could see her name.
You're right. You're right.
Yes, we could see her name. Well, while we waiting for her, I have another question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
When you have a lengthy series with a lot of characters, how do you prepare to keep their voice distinct? Now, that's a good question, but I just want to say this. The Crown Legacy is a bunch of men. It's a bunch of men. But the most distinct voice to me is Saint's voice. When I say I can listen to Saint talk all day long, it's that low, raspy voice. It is sexy as hell. But how do you, prepare to keep your voices distinct?
Well, what I like to do is I take it one way. So I come out when I'm looking.
And Saint's voice in particular, because I always, when I looked at all of the Crown boys, and, I was making those choices, because sometimes you have to make choices. And I try to let the voice reflect what the narrative tells us about the character. And for me, I typically will have either a spreadsheet if sometimes I have my prepper will prep a book for me and write character descriptions of if there's anything in the narrative, like this one has a deep voice, or this person was born here, or what their attitude is. So that helps me make choices. But a lot of times I will, as I read the story and understand what's going on, I try to make choices that are appropriate for the story within what I can do, within my range. And then I'll usually just have a little snippet that I'll record as well. I'll write a verbal description of what their voice is, but I'll also give myself an audio snippet that I keep in my archives in the files for whatever project, whatever narration it is, so that if it's a long series, then I can just literally pull that up and say, oh yes, that's right, this person is this and this person is that. And that helps me keep everything straight, because I've done books with, especially the fantasy books. So fantasy, paranormal, some of the sci-fi stuff where you have all kinds of creatures and characters, and there's 60 to 80 different characters you're trying to keep track of from different races and species and all over the place. That's when that really becomes handy, because it's difficult to remember everything just on instant recall. So I try to be efficient too, because as a narrator, the longer you take, technically, the less money you make, usually. Not that it's all about money, but it's all about money. So you want to be able to be efficient in your time in front of the microphone and your time narrating in the studio.
So I'm back. Thank you. My Wi-Fi decides that it wants to act up all the time when we're on the live.
We're okay. We got you. We got you.
I will tell you the part. It was towards the end of the book, and I think this was, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say this is when Alex and Michael were in Georgia, back in Georgia, and it was when he first got back in Georgia, and they were, well, I don't want to get that part of the story away, but yeah.
They were intimate.
Yeah, it was doing the intimate section, but I don't want to say what happened. If I tell that part, then that'll be giving a significant portion away. But
no spoilers. No spoilers.
That's a significant spoiler, so I don't want to say. But it was an intimate moment. But yeah, it was just.
Wait, you mean they get naked in this book? Don't laugh at that. Don't laugh at that. That's not funny. See, she's laughing at more things that aren't funny. I see how it is.
See,
can't help it.
I can't help it, but it tickled me.
Remember. Wait, where's it say?
Right, exactly.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my!
Available in the SeanCrisden.com. Go ahead. Yeah, we're listening.
Exactly. Well, you know what? I think we should forego our second game because I want to get to our versatility versus.
Yes,
Crystal.
I agree. Yes.
Oh my goodness. I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to my people about the contract we signed for 2 games. There was 2 games. It says right here
on the contract,
2 games to be played. On the, I just.
He say, look, when we can play our second game, we can do that.
2 games. 2 games.
Oh, I got you real quick. I want you to pick 3 must-read books.
3 must-read books. Now, when I say must read for me, or books I believe other people should read?
Other people should read.
Okay.
That you read that you feel other people should read.
I'm going to do a Sean Crisden plug and say that you should read Freeman by Leonard Pitts Jr., which I also narrated. Won an award for that one too. But you can read the book. You don't have to listen to the audiobook, which was a fantastic tale of the post-war South, of a freed former slave who returns to the South to find his presumably still enslaved wife.
Oh,
Awesome book, fantastic. If you like the audio, if you like audio, listen to the audiobook. I hear the narrator did all right, but that's one. Book for people to read. I'm trying to think of something poignant. Well, considering the current state of events and affairs in the world, foreign and domestic, 1984 by George Orwell. So many people read that in school, but I do think that it is extremely relevant in our current climate and society. And third book. See, I'm. Do I want it to be something fun? Do I want it to be something enlightening or educational?
We got you thinking.
You do have me thinking.
Yes.
I think it should be. I would recommend, and a lot of people are going to hate me for this, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. Now, Malcolm Gladwell is a pretty controversial author based on he writes a lot of books that take some concepts and ideas and explores them in ways that are both unconventional and tend to defy some of the data and the science. They're nonfiction books. Outliers in particular is basically how an individual or different people within their field can essentially be exceptional, have the X factor, be an outlier in the field, and exploring some potential elements of causation as to why that happens. So I find the book to be, there's some definitely some controversial stuff in it regarding his analysis of data and his interpretations of things that can be very skewed or biased. But it's a book that as a whole can be interpreted inspirationally, if you will, which I derived a great deal of inspiration from that book in particular when I was trying to discern how I was going to pursue the things I wanted in my life. So I've often recommended that book to people with those caveats of there's some leaps of faith happening here and some obvious poor interpretations of data to prove his point. But I think as a whole, that book serves a purpose of stoking a fire in someone. So you get a book that is historical fiction, lots of fun. I'd call those my slave epics because lest we forget our history, we are doomed to repeat it. 1984, which is also fiction, but definitely relevant and poignant to today's society, be it becoming less fiction as the days go on, and Outliers as a way of some introspective rebuilding and rebranding. And it's also an element in critical thinking because you can say, I don't know if that's actually true, but how can I now leverage that information for my own goals? So I would recommend those three. They're not the end all be all. You put me on the spot. I had no idea. So
that's good choices. You learned us something. You didn't teach us something. You learned
us something.
Oh, I'm gonna learn y'all today. Yes, I am. But yeah, there you go.
Okay. So my next pick 3 is pick 3 places to vacation.
Now, for me, or just a general recommendation for anyone? Because I'm crazy. I have very specific tastes.
Well, then I want to know yours. Pick your 3.
Oh, you want to? Yeah, because other people can't do it. 1, my house. Now, I say that the staycation is a real thing, but I also say that because I am very particular about my home space. Right. And one of the reasons why I moved to the desert and I've lived on both coasts and been all over the states. But I've come back here because not only does this geographic location resonate with me, I love the desert. I love the open desert. I love everything about it. but also the way that I create my home space, my house, my nest, my den, my crypt, is very particular to what I want for my personal level of fulfillment and comfort. So I'm an introvert by nature, generally, which is hard. People don't believe me when I tell them that. They say, what? You go out and I meet you, and he's shaking hands and kissing babies. But I don't recharge from public and with people. I recharge in the solace of darkness. So I need my own time. But my house here on my little desert compound, that's one for me.
Okay.
2, I love the Dominican Republic. So back to the DR.
Yes,
I got married there. I just went to actually another wedding. My nephew's wedding was there last fall, and I went back and I was like, I do really love it here. I could live here. There, and probably it would be a toss-up depending on the time of year between the mountains of Pennsylvania and the mountains here in Arizona. Because I love, the Poconos are a lot of fun too, but it depends on the time of year. And if I'm in a snow kind of mood, or even here, I mean, we get snow in northern Arizona too, but I love the mountains. So I missed my calling to be a mountain man living in some cabin somewhere eating squirrel, but there's something about that works for me too. So if I could vacation, those would be my 3 vacation spots, and I'd be good. Because I don't necessarily like traveling somewhere where I don't know the language. So I always, I have to brush up on my Spanish when I go back to Dominican. But other than that, domestic U.S., I generally know what people are talking about. But traveling abroad for me, as communication is part of my job. It's part of my thing. I have to have a rudimentary grasp of the language. So traveling anywhere else, I'd have to, work on whatever the native language was to go there. So that's work. I'm lazy, y'all. So mate, let's keep it easy.
I love it. I just like the vacation. I love it.
Yes. I love it.
Fair enough. What's your number one spot, Crystal? What's your number? Where would you go?
Okay, so actually, I've kind of been to my it wasn't my number one spot, but then it just actually became my number one spot. I went to Dubai in December. And on my way to Dubai, I stopped in Germany. I had a 6-hour layover in Germany, so I got to experience Germany as well. But Dubai, beautiful. And you know what? I now kind of have a thing for a desert because I had spent 2 days in a desert. I did a photo shoot one day, and then the next day we went back and kind of did a safari. So I got to do a four-wheelers, ride camel.
Yes.
So that was definitely an experience. But yeah, I love
the desert
Dubai.
is fun. Well, hey, the Sonoran Desert is the only living desert in the world.
Ooh, and it's there, right? It's in Arizona.
Yeah, I live in the Sonoran Desert. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But it's a different beauty from what most people are accustomed to, because they want forest or they want shore or they're used to real big urban city, and I've lived in all of those places, but the desert for me right now, that's doing it for me.
Yes. Yeah, that is actually on my bucket list. I wanted to go last January because my friend, she goes to Arizona all the time, and she said January is the best time to come. So
it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Yeah, she said it's beautiful there in January. So I'm gonna make it there.
When you make it, you let me know.
I definitely will. We can have a barbecue because I love some good barbecue.
Okay.
Hey, you just said my magic words. So we're in like Flynn. Let's do it. Let's do it.
And a 4-wheeler, let's get on. Look, because I was freaking out the first time I got on that 4-wheeler, but then once I got used to it, I was like, oh, okay. Because in Puerto Rico, in the Dominican Republic, I did the dune buggy. So, I almost got hit by a bus.
That's part of the experience. The roads in the Dominican driving, or if somebody's driving you, you feel like you need a ticket for that. You need to pay your fare to get on the ride, and it's something. I love it. I love
Yep.
it.
I was the last person in the line because it was an excursion, and that my cousin was like, "Don't go, the bus is coming." I was like, "We got this, we got this." This was us. This was the bus. I swerved it, and we kept on going.
And that
Yeah.
bus did not slow down. It
Did
didn't
not
it was
slow
like,
down at all.
it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and
Yep.
you'll shoot down the road, and people like 4-5 deep on a motorbike, on like a moped, just cut in front of you here, you cut them, and you can hear their clothes kind of scrape along the side of the vehicle.
Yes.
Hey,
It's a beautiful
what
thing.
have you?
Yes. Ooh. Now we're ready for the versatility versus.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I don't know what I don't know where I threw that contract. I got to see what you know. Let's see.
So the versatility versus. So as you recall, Crystal and I both give you like a little small something to narrate, and then we give you the genre, and then you just narrate it. So I think Crystal has a book that she's going to come out with that she wants to give you a piece of that. And I have one that just released today. It is actually like urban fiction, urban romance. And I put mine in the...
Yes.
Yes. So I put my part in the private chat. If you can, do you see it in the private chat?
Ooh, in the private, I do. Let me see here. Okay, I got you. Let's see. So give me a little background though. So let's give me context.
So look, now I gotta go and look at the private chat to see what I.
You guys, she doesn't even see. She doesn't even know what she sent me. She's like, do something, dance, monkey, dance.
I'm gonna say this. He has just unalived someone, and he came out of retirement to do that, and so now he's got to go back into retirement.
Okay. Give me a sentence or two about who he is.
Ruthless.
He is the oldest brother of a set of henchmen. They are the killers that go out for this mafia. They take care of what needs to be taken care of. But he's the one who basically does the gunplay, if I can say it like that.
Okay.
The leader.
Fair enough. I know this well. I know it well. Let me get ready. I gotta. Okay. Gotta get that tongue work in there, you know.
Oh man. Okay.
Here we go. You ready?
We are ready.
The part Supreme didn't voice was that if he didn't walk away, he'd be consumed by this life. He never claimed he didn't love this shit. He knew he had to do better and be better for Rain. Her love was enough to quell the evil that lurked beneath his surface. Rain is his girl? Is he
Rain is his girl. Rain is his wife.
It's his wife. Oh man, I'm coming in here all this backstory. Whew.
Yes, Rain is his wife. He's been in love with her since he was 5 years old.
So when you know, you know.
When you know, you know. And they've been married now for 5 years, and she's like, listen, I rock with this wife for a while, but we're trying to have a family. You got to get out of it. So
Supreme. Oh, okay.
Supreme. And Crystal has told me I was diabolical in this book. So
from the beginning. I'm about to say, I'm gonna need you to add mine in it because I won't be able to do it, or I'm gonna be completely out.
Okay. Let me add yours. Hold on.
All right,
And as
let's.
she's adding mine, I'll give you my backstory. Okay.
I love it.
So this is a short story. You know, I said before I'm not a romance writer, but I'm gonna call her out. So my coworker Frances is she's a muse for this story. And so this is an older couple that's when they're older now. They met when they were teenagers in high school, became fast friends that turned into lovers, and life, and they went their separate ways. Now they're both back home in my made up world of Ridgecrest after 30 years. He's a retired Navy pilot, and she's a retired journalist. Now she's back starting her bakery, and he's just still out there flying planes for his clients. And surprise, surprise, he knows she's back home, and now he wants to give this a chance and see what can happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm invested.
Yes, and this is Forever Fletcher.
Forever Fletcher.
Yes. Navy
Bear
man.
with me 1 second. I have to make sure I have it all in here because it cut it
Okay.
off. Give me 1 second.
Okay. Yeah, that's my fault. I should have probably moved it over earlier, but yeah, this is something, like I said, I just keep on writing in between work, and it just popped in my head, and I sat at work one day and started writing.
All right.
And
Well, that's
I love it.
I like it.
Oh,
Just waiting to see it
I
pop
got it
over.
all.
Okay. I think y'all about to say I saw you grab the last of it.
Okay.
Yes,
Oh wait, it's kicking some of it out. I think
Might be too much.
it's not it's a limit on it. Hold, let me
Oh, yeah, you got to split it up, I guess.
let me send that part.
Got that.
And
Who we have, Naima?
Yes, Naima and Fletcher.
Naima and Fletcher.
Yes, Naima and Fletch.
Fletch. Naima. She's getting the next part.
Yes. I'm pretty excited because this is just sitting, have a book cover, have everything. And it's just like, I'm gonna wait my turn. But this part was it was just near and dear.
I just wanted to make sure I wasn't leaving anything out since it wanted to. Are you kidding me? It was one sentence.
Yeah.
And here we're waiting with bated breath for this huge installment.
Yes.
And it's one
All right.
sentence.
Okay.
Here we go. I'm just jumping in. I don't even know what's going on. One afternoon, Fletcher surprised Naima with a small box during a walk in the park.
I've been thinking about what you said
He told her, his voice a little nervous.
about the next step.
Together. Naima's heart skipped a beat as she lifted the lid of the box. Inside, a diamond ring shimmered, catching the light in a brilliant dance of color. Fletcher's voice, soft but steady, broke through the moment.
If you will have me,
He began, his eyes never leaving hers.
wherever we go, whatever we do, I want it to be with you.
Did she say yes? This is a cliffhanger, y'all. It's a cliffhanger. What'd she say? What's going on? Naima, girl? Come on. I mean, he's pretty sincere here.
Oh my gosh. Look.
That was so beautiful.
That was so beautiful. Oh my god.
See, so now we gotta. Did you finish the book yet? Is the book finished?
So can I just say?
No. Answer the question. Don't make excuses. Is the book finished?
Ask her.
That's the end.
That's the end. Oh my goodness. So wait. You just gave us the biggest spoiler of the whole book.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
But I said that was the end, and then I talked to Chrissy the other day, and I said to her, "That's not just the end. That's the end for now."
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And the important thing is the saga of what they go through and endure to get here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But yes, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, that was beautiful. That was so beautiful.
It was. Oh my
The
goodness.
voice, oh my gosh, so beautiful.
Did
this
an
is
excellent job.
what you do, and this is why people love you.
Wait, let me see here. Sean Crisden, Ray Fletcher. All right. Okay. We cool.
And Miss
God.
Chocolate Love says no one can top your voice. She says,
oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. So can I just
thank
say
you, Miss Chocolate Love. That's sweet of you.
You and I'm gonna add Midnight Michael to that because Midnight Michael did his own birthday rap, and then with you building your own studio,
which was dope. I loved it. That was the intro, right?
Yes.
It was definitely dope. So I can see you doing that too. I can see you giving us a little insert of your music. I would love that.
I'll have to. You know what? I just the bug bit me again, and I'm writing again. So there will probably be new music this year easily. Maybe over sometime spring, summer, probably because we're going to spring. But yeah, I'll have some new music.
Well, I don't sing. I wish I could. I don't sing. I sing with the music. But I just thought about something. I said, you know what? For my birthday this year, so I have a whole year. It's my birthday, not even a whole year, but my birthday is in December. I'm going to actually maybe narrate some stories. Ooh. I have some poems that I have written, or I can go ahead and do Forever Fletcher. But you kind of gave me a little push. So I thank you for that.
Well, let's do it.
And speaking of that, what advice would you have for those who want to venture into narration?
Yes. Well, it's a challenging time right now in the industry with the advent and ever growing presence of AI. So it's the barrier of entry. Pardon me. The barrier of entry for new talent is starting to get a little higher.
Oh, wow.
Because ultimately for a lot of individuals who are seeking voices, so they're seeking narrators, so be they authors, publishers, producers, AI narration is at a point right now where it's pretty damn good, especially for nonfiction. Right. And it's only going to get better. I always say this is the worst it'll ever be. Each recurring iteration of it will get better at sounding more human. We know it's not at least right now. But it's harder and harder to discern that it's not human. So it's becoming more challenging. So the first thing I would say is don't delay. Order today. Get your butt in gear to get ready to jump on board for narration. But most importantly, is to compete in an industry that is now basically succumbing to a deluge of AI narration and even voice cloning. I've been on the lookout for my voice being cloned, which I've found 2 instances of so far that we gotta squash that.
Wow.
Is that because it's easy, right? So I've narrated and done character work there's hundreds, if not thousands of hours worth of my voice that people can just take and put into a lot of these platforms, and then here's my Sean Crisden voice. So it's challenging. I mean, the union's doing a lot of work to try to give us legal protections, but obviously the machine works very slowly, so those gears are turning really slow. But for people trying to break in, the one thing you can do that you should focus on, and I always tell people this anyway, is be authentically you. So currently you are the only you. So whatever you do, and it's not even a question of, do I have a good voice or am I right? Bring what is authentically, genuinely you, because you are the only you. Even within twins, there are differences between the twins that is in this world currently. And only you have your experience, your lived experience, and your perception of the world. So you have to amplify that into your work so that it is you and yours. Because
Right.
currently, you know, the future being unwritten, AI voices can't do that. Other talent can't do that. No matter how good or acclaimed they are not you. So celebrate your individuality and whatever it is that makes you uniquely you. Bring that to the table while working on all of your other skills, of course, because you want to be able to grow and progress and be talented. But I always tell people that the secret sauce is who you are. It's you as an individual. And that's in everything. So that's you, Crystal, in the stories that you write, right?
Right.
That's you, Untamed, in the stories that you write, the things that you do, everything that you guys bring to this podcast that never often imitated, never duplicated. So you are individually unique and being authentic to yourself. So don't try to be somebody else.
Right.
Find who you are. So it's all about introspection. You explore who you are, amplify the self that way, honestly. So, and that's scary for a lot of people because some people often run from themselves. They hide from themselves, or they don't pay attention to who they are. They're busy scrolling on a screen to numb the hurt and to avoid some of the issues that we have with ourselves. But find out who you are and then bring that game, because only you have that game. So, and then you work within the confines of that to apply it to what you want to accomplish. So that's a big component of essentially standing out from a crowd. It's a sea of people. I mean, more people than ever want to narrate or do voice work or do games or cartoons. Be you, because nobody else can do that as well as you can. So that's what I've been pushing on. That's what I've been selling on the street corner to people these days. You know, tell you just, yo, come here, son. Yo, you know how to be yourself, huh? First one's free, boy. So that's what I've been pushing on people.
I like that.
Well, now, Sean, I do have a question for you because you said something
ma'am.
that really sparked me because, unfortunately, our bingo card for 2025 filled up in January.
Hell yes.
And we have no space left. We got extra cards from somewhere that we have to start filling in. But there has been a lot of, as you could say, cloning, thievery, theft. You know, pirate. It's been going on, but it's like it is just culminating now in this industry. And so you said that you found 2 instances of where your voice would be cloned. Is there a way to identify that? Like if someone else, like if we were to run across it, is there a way for us to know that it's not authentically you?
Largely no.
Mm-hmm.
You would just think, oh, that sounds like Sean Crisden. He must. And in the context of it, because I do many different character voices, and even within my own voice styles and types of reads, it sound like, oh, he's just like there's some kind of affect, or he's doing some kind of weird thing with this. So it would be very difficult for other folks to know. And it only I knew, because even when I heard the first one, I said, wait, did I do that? And I had to check my notes because I said, I think that sounds just like me. And I checked my notes, and I said, no, that's not a client of mine. And so it's very challenging. We're in a new era right now. And I mean, obviously, even with books that are written via AI, where an author they're literally writing a blurb and letting the AI tools write the entire manuscript. Where
Yes, that is happening.
I mean, you've probably noticed that even on everything from Amazon for just the actual books and Kindle, Audible. So a lot of they're using, I think, digital voice. They're supposed to identify that it's digital voice. But there's been just a flood of new books that and this was back in December, I had read a statistic saying that it was something like 60 or 70,000 AI written books that had just appeared. And some folks are rather unscrupulously just literally you'll see that they have a new book every day or 2 days.
Are you serious? That's
Yes.
crazy.
Which as an author, like what you writing? You obviously it's not quite
I ain't that
humanly
bad,
possible. Yeah, so it's definitely challenging, and we need to find ways to mitigate the flood of garbage, essentially just AI garbage. It's not written by a human. There's no human soul or spirit in the work. But some people just want to get their fix of a certain genre. I don't fault them, but you're certainly not helping the overall industry in terms of supporting human work. And I feel like, what is this? The year 2025, it's the future, where you're like, don't let the robots take your work, stand up for human work. It feels like that's what we're talking about, but
Right.
we are.
We are talking.
When I watched the Jetsons, I was like, hey, isn't the future supposed to be where the robots do all the stuff we don't want to do, and then we are free to create and spend more time imagining and coming up with ideas? Instead, they're taking the creative jobs, and we're stuck doing the menial stuff that we should have been liberated from long ago as a society. But we shall see. We'll see what happens. But definitely stand up for what you want to see, and hopefully it's not AI written books.
We definitely support only authentically human soul written books and human beings narration.
There's a vampire, so I cannot believe that you would do this to me. It is my master of work.
Yes. Oh my gosh. So yes, we have had quite a bit of just a gamut of things that have happened. Of course, we have a whole segment. We've already been dealing with power rating, but we literally now it is becoming utterly ridiculous at this point. Like we've had to solicit monitoring, machines to go out here and basically catch our works from being pirated, because as soon as you get it down, it's like it's up somewhere else.
It's gone. As soon as it's available publicly, it's now somewhere else. Someone has taken it, and that's it.
Exactly. And literally, I just had a book came out in November, and the whole book is literally on like 3 pirated sites. Just November, and I mean, a whole. Forget the year of me writing and trying to earn some money off of it.
I know. Now, one thing to remember with that is that the people that download the pirated books, they probably weren't going to buy it anyway.
Exactly.
Right. The people that seek that stuff out. So that there's, if we're talking silver linings here, and the people who enjoy your work and want to support you will still buy it. The majority of them will. At least current data indicates that in terms of what trends and what people do. So at least you know that, well, the people that pirated the book weren't going to buy it anyway. But there's still the insult and the injury of having that happen, knowing that your work that you sweat and bled over for so long is out there for free, and you can no longer monetize it to make a living. It's literally stealing bread from your table.
Right.
So it's challenging, and it's unavoidable, and you swat one down, 3 more pop up. That it's an ongoing battle. So, but, do your due diligence, do what you can, but as per at least my current understanding of a lot of the data I've seen on pirating and what inspires people to download the pirated stuff and to even put it up in the first place, a lot of those people weren't going to buy your book from you. Not to say that even a lot of these pirated sites, some of them charge money for access for things, but it's like stomping out roaches. It's just you get one, there's 40 more. I don't know.
You ain't moving fast enough.
Yeah, and it's been a disappointment, because we've had other instances of people on YouTube reading people's entire books that have been, and books that have been narrated too. They're reading the books but these books are also in audiobook, and so
Right.
It is ridiculous. Like, oh my gosh. And one, when we found out about one, she had like 900 books up there on her YouTube page that she read. And one young lady had her audiobook was just coming out in like 4 days, and she'd already read the whole entire book on her YouTube channel. So
And I wonder in some of those cases if the people who did their own reading of the book just were unaware of the ramifications of doing that, in the sense that you're taking someone else's work and one, ruining it for people that might have wanted to read it or buy the audiobook. And someone that does that on their YouTube, I mean, there's also a question of the quality of the narration, of course, but also, you know, you are basically stealing someone's work and posting it all out there for folks to consume, which I wonder if those individuals are fully aware that that's not exactly a good thing to do.
No.
Right.
Or if they're, you know, if it's malicious intent with like, I'm going to pirate this or read this book and because nobody can buy it. Or if they're just trying to basically practice or get their own name out as a narrator. It's hard to discern. I mean, the end result obviously is still the same, but intention should factor into that a bit as well. Like maybe they simply need to be educated so that they know, or maybe they are just jerks who want to take people's work and
that part
do what they will with it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So yes, we have had a lot, and I think even the one thing that was new for me this year that popped up was that we had someone actually stole an entire audiobook, 2 audiobooks, and reposted it as their work and renamed the narrators.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That takes the cake. That takes the cake.
Yeah. And
that's impressive. That takes some gumption.
It definitely
does. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the literary industry has been it's taken a hit in 2025, but it's okay. We'll figure out how to circumvent all of this stuff, and it's best we
Yes,
can.
ma'am.
But
we persevere.
We will always still support our Sean Crisdens.
Thank you, madam.
Look, the authentic Sean Crisden. They make me find something out here, and I'd be like, Sean, bitch, you.
That's right. You never know. You don't even know if this is the real me. I could be just an AI avatar. Just I'm somewhere eating barbecue right now.
I was thinking that earlier. You know, because your name is glowing in the back behind you. So
you weren't supposed to notice that. That's a glitch in the matrix. You aren't supposed to see that. That's nothing to do with you. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. We cool. Go ahead. Continue, human. Continue speaking about Sean Crisden. Go ahead.
People start singing, "We are Jessens."
Right.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. Well, Sean, it's always a pleasure having you on. We have so much fun.
I love it. I love it. I rarely have so much fun.
Oh, yeah. Look, except for when you're on staycation.
Right. I love my house. Ooh, I love being home. It's my couch.
Yeah. My couch. This is
I
my
promise
favorite
you
spot that I'm sitting in right now. This is my favorite spot in my house.
I love it. I need more of that energy. Because, you know, when I go outside, I got to deal with, there's a whole bunch of people out there. And these people are going to make me go back to prison. I don't want to go back to prison, but they're going to make me go back. So, you know, that's when they're like, wait, he went to prison? For what? What did he do? What did he do?
I didn't hear that.
Hey,
sliding in.
I'm not allowed to talk. I can't talk about it. I'm not allowed to talk about it because I'm still on parole. But
make sure, pull out the contract. Make sure it's not
right. Wait, right here. It says that we're not even supposed to discuss that, so you guys can cut that out, right? You're gonna cut that out.
Yeah, right.
Yes. It's we'll
oh
take
my
care
God. Yes.
Look, if it's in there, we're gonna blame AI.
Hey, wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
Wasn't me. No. It wasn't me. Yeah, but that you can even we can we can say that now more than anything. Like, oh, that was AI.
Yeah.
No, they
That was
photoshopped
AI.
that is artificially generated. I wasn't even there. I was home
Right.
on my couch.
On my
Right.
couch.
Yep. See, my butt cheeks are all indented in there. You can tell I was there. It's still warm. That's
Yeah.
right.
Now it's like you gotta prove it. I got you on camera. What camera?
What camera?
Yeah. Wasn't
Yep.
me.
Wasn't
We
me.
got you have the technology to do anything you want. That was not me. You
That was
cannot
not
prove
me.
it.
Mhm.
Yep.
You superimposed me in it. So
That's right. We have 3 people that corroborate the story. You paid those folks. They probably aren't even real. They probably lizard people wearing human skin. You can't fool me.
Mhm.
Right? So yep.
we better get away with everything now.
Oh,
I mean, so is the leader of the free world. So,
hey. Right?
mm-hmm.
I mean,
We're watching it happen.
And his little girlfriend.
Ooh. Don't get me started.
don't get him started.
Yep.
Oh my
Don't get me
goodness.
started.
Well, Sean, let us know what projects you have upcoming and what events you have upcoming and anything else you want us to know and how people can actually reach out to you if they want to connect, but also if they want to hire you, the human voice,
Why
voice
would
of
they want to
reason.
do that? If they want to demonstrate their lack of judgment and hire me, I don't know. All right, so here's our list. Right, see, I'm ready. Okay, so what should have just come out or just available? We ready?
I'm ready.
So this was through since these should either have just come out or already are out in retail. Determining Possession, Connecticut Kings, Book 5 by Christina C. Jones, another one of my favorites. Sweet Honesty by Joan Vassar. All right, we love us some Joan. We talked about her enough. She got her $20 worth. Reckless Love, The Single Dad Playbook 5 by Willow Astor. That one was fun. Zenith, The Lake Prophet Mysteries, Book 3 by R.J. Scott and Eli Easton. We have Notorious Park Avenue Prince. The Park Avenue Prince is 6 by Brooke Blaine. That one was Threesome Male. Ooh. Draga and the Savage Dragobeta by Jenny Allen. Vampire book. Hot. His Realm, House of Madoc 3 by Mary Calme. Also a vampire book. See? Paranormal era. Between Fear and Favor, The Divine Between 3 by Jess Wisecup. Fantasy romance. Ooh. Only the Small Bones by C.P. Harris. Trigger warnings. There is some sex trafficking in that one, but that one was kind of heavy. Spring Wains. My list is coming out. It's the Spring Wains by Whisper Woods, Wyoming. Spring Rains, Whisper Woods, Wyoming, number 3 by R.J. Scott. If you like cowboy love, that's one for you. You check that out. I think you might like it. The Beastly Crown, Lunaterra Chronicles by Inez Johnson, which is about a lion shifter. So,
wow.
Out of there.
I loved it. I love that one. Nick's No Good, Very Bad Day by Kai Butler, which I am enjoying thoroughly. I'm actually on the last chapter of that now. Which is part of I didn't write down the series that it's part of, but I think it's a novella that's like book 7 in this series, and it's also paranormal. There's witches and alchemists and fae, and it's all kinds of craziness. It's good. I'm just about to start Pass Interference by Christina C. Jones with Elise Anthony. So that one's coming up. That I'm just about to start, and then I also have Long Star, heavy sci-fi by Patrick Cumby. That's starting right at the beginning of next month. The Beautiful Blade, which is a sequel to The Beastly Crown, which is more about lion shifters and I ain't lying. There's Bittersweet by Joan Vassar coming up. I also have Half an Inch of Water, which is for anyone who saw the movie American Fiction or the audio or read the book or the audiobook version, which was Erasure by Percival Everett, which the audiobook version was great. I hear the narrator that was really good. Just saying that, which is great. It's a beautiful satirical piece on basically the plight of the educated, creative Black experience, and trying to find a place being educated and creative versus basically drivel, and trying to be representational and still be true to the Black experience. So that it's a fabulous book. I haven't seen the movie yet, but I want to see the movie as well. But Half an Inch of Water is another book by him. And then there is, oh, what's this? In April, All Hail Queen Duchess, Crown Legacy 9. Fancy that. And also in April, In Creed We Trust, Crown Legacy 10. I know. I told you I'd save some surprises for you. And I also have 2 more novellas by Jenny Allen that were the vampire novels that were Draga and the Savage. So there are 2 more novellas of that in April. So that's what's coming up immediately in the next month or 2.
Well,
Oh my
you
God.
did, sir, and I'm so excited for you. I'm excited for us, and I'm excited for everybody else.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Listen, so where are we going to be able to see Sean in 2025?
Well, in fact, I was just talking about the cons that I wanted to do. I just did a con actually here in my town of Casa Grande last Sunday, the Sunday before last, actually. I did a con for games and pop culture. It was a Comic-Con. I haven't fully committed to any other cons this year because I'm trying to focus on some projects here at home, and I'm trying to eliminate travel as much as I can. But I still may do 1 or 2, but I'll post about those when I do. If you're not following me on social media, Instagram, Sean Crisden, Blue Sky, Sean Crisden. I still have an ex Twitter account. I wouldn't follow me on that. Also my YouTube, I put where I post videos. So I usually post stuff too. I haven't recently. I'm just about to start posting again for those of you who enjoy that stuff. Blue Sky, Instagram, and my YouTube. My YouTube's a safe bet. You can also go to SeanCrisden.com, and usually there's social media feeds on my website if you need it in one place. There's also Sean Crisden's Backstage Pass at SeanCrisden.com, which is my Patreon-esque subscription service. I think it's $5 is the lowest tier. You get all kinds of special stuff that's not available anywhere else. Behind the scenes stuff. I do live streams just there. I post a lot of like the bloopers we were talking about. There's a lot of special stories and shorts. Many of them are a little spicy, so you gotta be over 18. There's also some role plays that happen. Audio role plays for people who are unfamiliar is typically where either me or another character is talking to you directly in audio. So telling you maybe what we're doing, what we would like to do with and to you. So that's some stuff that you can find there. You can't find that anywhere. There's also ASMR. There's Sleep Story Theater, which are sleep stories you can just listen to fall asleep on all sorts of random stuff. And me generally talking about parts of my life and things that I think. I'm crazy, so what can I tell you?
Yes.
But I told you, I think we talked about it the last time. I'm still looking for other authors who want shorts narrated, because I'll narrate them, put them on Backstage Pass for the people there, and then the author gets the narrated audio to do with whatever they want with it. So, like, if you guys have shorts you want that for me to narrate, I'll narrate them, put them on Backstage Pass, and then you get it, and you can do whatever you want with it. So contact me. Let me know. Drop me a line.
Okay.
I do. Listen, I do. Now, Sean, how long are the shorts? How long are the shorts?
How long are the shorts? Honey, you trying to ask a question that you may not want the answer to. You know, like the smooth, refreshing taste of Coke 45. So usually I say give me about 2,500 words ish, But some folks have longer stuff. So I said, well, we'll break them down because I usually make it about anywhere between 10 and 20 to 20 minutes of audio. But some of it I broke down into sections and we did it sequentially. So it was a little bit was released at a time and then followed by another one. So it's up to you. We got some flexibility.
I like that.
But well, that's the way that, you know, people, the Backstage Pass folks get to listen first and they can provide feedback, but then the author gets it. And if you want to sell it, post it on your website, do whatever you want. So it's a way to get publicity for other authors that people may not know, for me to give stuff to the people that are on Backstage Pass, and then for the authors to get the audio and do what they want with it. So they can have a cheap, inexpensive way to have their stuff in audio. So I figured, everybody wins, right? So,
all right. I like it.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Like it. It's good like red Kool-Aid.
Just like red Kool-Aid
like
and
red
Quiznos. That's the rat.
Woo!
It's
hard to
Quiznos is
find
a
a
rat.
Quiznos. I think there's one Quiznos that I've seen here in Phoenix. A lot of them closed.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
they probably have here too.
Yeah, we don't have any more Quiznos here either. So.
Yeah, it was something about a rat. I think people were saying.
Yeah. I don't know what made them do that. Like who that marketing person should have been fired.
Mm-hmm. That thing was a little scary. A little unsettling.
Yeah.
Hey, they said they were trying to see what works. Check the cheese around.
But see, you remember it though, don't you? You remember that ad campaign.
That is true. I remember that I was not going to eat there.
Right. I remember it around 2:30 a.m. every night. I can't believe they used a rat for that. So, it was some weird stuff.
Oh my gosh. Well, Sean, we appreciate you so much for coming on and joining us yet again and bringing your authentic and hilarious self, as always.
Wait, you saying I'm funny? I'm some kind of clown? Is that what you're saying? You say I'm funny? I'm trying to be very serious to bring the people informations that they may find applicable.
Applicable.
Don't y'all?
Oh my goodness!
Don't think I'm funny. I ain't funny. This is serious.
Serious business.
This is serious business. Serious. But if you can't laugh, what can you do?
Right.
Exactly.
You know, I grew up with so many guys in Philly and in Germantown where I grew up that they just couldn't laugh. They had to be serious and hard all the time. I'm just, all right, bro. Your blood pressure's sky high, man. Like you have to laugh. There has to be some levity. Or how do you survive in this life if you don't? You know. But it wasn't keeping it real if you made a joke. You know. So.
Well, listen. I need a joke or two because what needs to be kept real is my heart.
Hello.
Alive. It's need to keep alive. So you got to smile sometimes and have fun and not stay so serious all the time. So, but
that's right. And that way, when you're making jokes all the time, they never suspect you. They'll learn one day.
Listen, they will when they get that contract.
hey, where'd that contract go? There it is back.
You talked it. It's over.
Well, I should just tore it up. That's that.
That's that. Yes.
Too late now. No take back.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Well, you guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in. We had so many. I want to give a shout out to the narrators because your brothers in narration hopped over here on Instagram. So shout out to Midnight Michael who popped in and was listening on. And who else? I saw somebody else. Shave backs. Oh, it was so many people. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to oh my gosh, so many people jumped in here. Okay, thank you, Mark Willer, for jumping in. Miss Sassy Author, thank you for jumping in.
What's up, brothers?
And Emmanuel Ingram jumped in.
Hey, come on.
I feel like I need to act like I'm a professional now with all this.
No, you're good.
You're good. Listen, you're good.
We
All right.
learned all
550 audiobooks. Yeah. You're
Yeah, you're
good.
good.
And
You're
they
good.
haven't caught on yet.
Yes,
It
and you
had
got more to come. You
it
One
got
of
hadn't
these
to
cost
days,
us
try
yet.
to end the
they'll
year.
figure it out. They'll figure it out.
Yes.
Oh my
I
goodness.
thank you. I
Well,
thank you. I
thank
thank you.
you
And I
so
thank you.
much.
Oh,
Yes.
Well,
thank you, Look. It is
Crystal,
always a pleasure. Always a
And I'm
pleasure.
gonna fix my hat or get a new one.
I don't know. We might be able to work it out. Because
Yeah.
you likely have a wireframe rim in that. You just need to reshape it a little bit.
I
Give it a little
actually
something.
do. Yeah. It can be a drunk hat. It can be like I had a out night and
Well, I mean,
yeah,
that's
like,
what we thought
that's
it
that
was already. So,
little bit of that too much of that Tennessee whiskey going on over there.
Right?
yeah, I was in the closet and things happened.
Yeah, well.
Mm.
That's why she's drinking that water now. See? That's what's happening. She said, "Oh, I better sober up real quick." Oh, sitting there smelling like liquor. Look at you. Yeah.
Yeah. The hat told it all. It told it all.
Had a milk jug that said XXX on it.
Nope. See?
Now, when you got a milk jug that has XX on it, that's that good stuff.
Hey,
That's
that's
that
when
good shit.
you came from that still that's out in the woods.
Yes.
You know.
Made with potatoes.
Woo!
Listen. Crystal, you
So
over
you
there
got
drinking
potatoes,
scrap
got that
iron.
corn liquor.
Yep, that corn liquor.
Yep,
With some
yep,
red
yep.
Kool-Aid.
With some red Kool-Aid.
Well, now you got to go and get all fancy. Look at you.
I know.
You gotta add Kool-Aid in there.
Gotta add Kool-Aid. Yes.
Crystal was over there. She was drinking scrap iron. That's what she was drinking.
Hair on your chest, hair down your back.
You can pour it in your engine, get your vehicle to run. Good golly. Good golly.
Can use it for everything. Pretty much.
Goodness. Well,
Pretty much.
Crystal, tell everyone how they can connect with you.
Well, right now I'm a little hot, so these lights is I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it.
Bring it down. Just bring it down.
So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. No, well, Instagram I'm just Books and Soul 1. Facebook and TikTok I'm Books and Soul. Then we're gonna go back to Instagram because you can find me as my author, Krista Lux _ the author. And I gotta spell Krista Lux because people be adding that extra L, and it ain't no extra L. It's one L. So it's KRYSTALUXE _ the author. Yep, that part. Yep, just like that. And now I want to get a little flashing name in the back, so when people see me, the name flash like that. Yeah. I want that.
You gotta get your sign from Sean Crisden's AI.
Yeah, from
That's
his
right.
AI. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Well,
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm a human. I do human things. I eat human food.
I eat human food. If you ever want to pretend to be an AI robot, you have it now.
You just did it. You just did it.
You have it down. Well,
Yes,
you guys, you definitely can find me. I am, well, first of all, I'm Chrissy GCU on Instagram. That's where I am there. And also, I am Aries Sky. You can also go to my website at www.authorariessky.car.co and you can get my new ebook Supreme that dropped today.
That diabolical ass man. That man ain't right. He's so good, but he's so wrong.
He's diabolical for a reason. So
he's diabolical.
See, now you're gonna make me check it out. See, I'm going in now.
Let me tell you, that beginning, I'm saying, you're crazy as hell. something like this. Just the beginning, the first chapter. It's a wrap. Right then and there.
I think I kind of scared my husband with this one too. Look, I used to be Joan of Arc in the Formula.
You think? Because
in my former life, he said he was like, yeah, let me go check out your past and make sure you really wasn't working for somebody.
Please.
But he was highly impressed. He was like, listen, if I didn't know any better.
we might need to see who you are for real.
Listen, hold on, where's my AI voice? Where's my AI voice now?
Because I talk to you and you so sweet and loving, and then I read I said, no, she didn't. She did.
Oh yes, she did.
Oh yes, she did, and it just got worse and worse and worse. Not a bad worse, y'all. Now, don't like. You want to see some. It kind of. You want to see some power shit? Read that book. Yep.
Well, you know.
Oh, I see it. Oh, here we go.
Supreme. Supreme love.
Yep.
Need the love.
I see.
The
Love Brothers series.
Yep, the Love series.
The Love Brothers series. So that is it. Book 2 will be Savior about his middle brother, but they ain't no better. I don't think any of them are any better. Honest with you. They just all have their differences, but they're all kind of
governed by the code of the word supreme has had to live by his entire life. Governed by the code. I like it.
Them codes gonna get you in trouble.
Listen, hey,
them codes gonna get you strung up. Shut up.
Hey, it's the life. It's the life. But oh my goodness! But I appreciate everyone who actually has downloaded that book today and has shown me so much love. I appreciate that. I really, really do. It has been a long time waiting. I know you guys have been waiting on so many things from me, but I promise you, I am working diligently. I have about 5 to 6 deadlines to do. So I am just typing my little fingers to the bone, okay?
Yeah.
You do need a clone then, right?
I really, if I could get a clone that actually could type in a human way, I would definitely pay for that. I would pay for that.
I hear this.
I would pay for that. But I appreciate you guys so much for coming on and jumping on. And Tati, thank you so much. She said, Jesus, she came in when you were doing one of your Ink Demon voices, and you took her best on.
I'm sorry, Tatiana. I'll do better next time. I'm sorry. I'll behave.
She writes filth, so you're fine.
Oh, you know I'm lying, right?
He's like, yeah, no, that was an AI. That was an AI lie.
Oh my goodness.
That was an AI lie. But Sean, thank you so much. We will not hold you up any longer. I definitely. Oh my gosh, I forgot our big announcement. Our next narrator of the month. Our March narrator of the month is going to be none other than J. Shawnee Michaels. I'm so excited.
I'm excited.
This year, our lineup is so great. It is full of a lot of newer narrators. And I love it. I love it. Who are making a big impact. So
bringing that fire.
They
Yes.
are. They are. They are coming in and they are killing the game. You guys have been such great inspirations and role models for them. And you have definitely paved the way for them. And they are doing an outstanding job.
That part.
They are doing an outstanding job. So I love this portion. I love when we get to speak to our narrators because they bring our stories to life in such a beautiful way. And you are one that has always done such an amazing job. And so we appreciate you. And we just want to take the time to honor you again.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. It is always a pleasure for me to be here.
Yeah.
Look, it gave me the hearts that
Oh,
time.
you got the hearts.
It's on
Oh,
your phone.
man.
It's on your
Got
phone.
the hearts.
I was trying to.
Yay.
My big old mitts don't do it. No, look, that looks like a heart. Damn it, that's a heart. Come on, machine, do my bidding.
Can I give you the hearts? Can it come
Yes,
down? Can it
please.
float down to you?
Yeah,
Oh,
nothing.
nothing. It's okay.
I'm all right.
You have
I didn't want to do it anyway.
authentic heart. We got your
I need
authentic
it.
heart.
I need no heart. No way. Nothing.
Yeah.
All right, goodbye. Bye.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Well, you guys, if you still would like to tune in to listen to more shows, this actually will be downloaded on our audio podcast as well. It will be permanently placed on our YouTube channel. So make sure that you do follow that as well on the Get Caught Up podcast. And if you are an author who would like an interview, I can tell you now we don't have any open slots until August, but you can still hit us up if you would like to go ahead and try to get in before the end of the year because these slots do fill up fast. But yes, right now we do not have any open slots until August of this year. So if you have any summer releases, now is the time to try to go ahead and get that schedule in, okay? Because as it moves along, it will fill up, and I am just excited. This year we have taken on double the shows, so we can try to get as many of you all in as we can. So thank you so much.
Yes.
Well, all right, you guys. It's always a pleasure. Sean, thank you so much for
Thank you
joining us.
You.
And look, you are welcome back anytime. We got to get you back on after we hear these.
I'll
this
just be in the
Legacy.
background every time you do an interview. I'll just hang out in the background. So I'll just kind of yeah.
We got
Good point.
the M&Ms, no red M&Ms and Fruity Pebbles. And
Right.
red Kool-Aid.
What?
And some
Hey,
barbecue.
Did I say Fruity Pebbles or did I say Cocoa Krispies?
No, you said Fruity Pebbles.
Fruity Pebbles.
Okay. Wow, you're on it. Okay, I like that.
I'm
I
gonna remember
don't know if
that
that
'cause
was even in the rider. I got to check the contract. I like this.
Look, we're gonna have barbecue and red Kool-Aid.
Y'all about to get just buck wild up in there. That's what it's gonna be.
With that milk jug and XXX written on the front of it.
And some apple pie.
That's the after party. That's the after
And
party.
some apple pie. Look, we're gonna import a couch that's already got the warm butt seats in it.
My butt. It's gotta be molded to my butt cheeks. I'm telling you. That's how you know it's comfortable. Yeah. I'll send the mold over ahead of time so they can get it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, look, for people who are just jumping in, I know they're like, what
What are these people talking about?
Right.
Oh
no, somebody out there's like, that's right.
Right. They probably want to come.
Listen,
hey.
They want to come just for the M&Ms and the red Kool-Aid.
Yep.
Hey,
and the Fruity Pebbles.
It's a party. That's right.
It's the party. Yep.
Exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate you for joining us. Thank you for all of the people who tuned in and watched us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. You guys kept me busy going back and forth with these comments and everything today, as always. And until next time, don't forget to get caught up. Good night.
See you guys later. Adios.
Adios.
Thanks for getting caught up with the Get Caught Up podcast. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to subscribe on Spotify, iTunes, or iHeartRadio and leave us a review. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Get Caught Up Podcast and let us know what you think about the show. See you in the next episode. Thanks for getting